The good thing is, like when I was looking to the back of the eye, the retina, the sensory portion, that you can see through to the retina, meaning that light is passing through the lens. Meaning that in this case, it's what we call lenticular sclerosis, which is just a fancy term for thickening of the lens, which is an aging change. Similar to us, as how we get older, the lens isn't as flexible to allow us to focus and everything like that, because it's getting thicker and less pliable, basically. Same thing happens with them. As they get older, that lens gets a little thicker. Some of them will get cloudy, some of them won't get cloudy. But the key difference between the sclerosis and cataracts is, if this was cataracts, when I put my light up there, you would get no light passing through to the retina at all. So the fact that I could see back to the retina means that this is not cataracts. This is sclerosis. So it's still an aging change, or still a change to the lens itself, but it's more related to age. Cataracts is usually secondary to some other disease. The most common one is diabetes, but some other things you'll see cataracts kind of develop secondary. So the big thing with sclerosis is just kind of knowing that the dog has it, because what you'll see is, if it gets a little bit worse, these dogs tend to have a little difficulty in like the low light situations. So like dusk and dawn, when they're kind of at that transition between light and dark, they have a little trouble kind of focusing and getting their eyes to adjust. So like I said, nothing you can really do about it, because it's an aging change. Just kind of knowing that she has it, and then just kind of helping in those situations. You know, I mean, I guess technically, there are ophthalmic surgeons that they actually take the old lens out and put a fake lens in. Last time we checked for somebody, it was like $2,500 an eye, though. So not the most reasonable kind of surgery. Even then, I don't think they're 100% perfect visual-wise, because you now have a fake lens. You know, it's not flexible and everything like the original lens was. So ones that have like minor cases or something like that, I wouldn't recommend it for that, because honestly, you'd probably end up with worse vision than a dog that has minor sclerosis of the lens.
What do you think when she will totally lose her sight from now?
It's completely dependent. Some get this really, really bad. Some just kind of get it minor, and then there's really no way to predict if she's going to be one that gets it really, really bad, or if it just has a minor case of it.
And it's minor case.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, because I could easily see through, when I put the light there, I could easily see through back to the retina and everything like that, which means when she sees, light's easily passing through to the visual side of it. I mean, we could do doggy glasses, but they usually don't work that well.
Since end of last year, when she sleeps, she snores loudly, and her breath is becoming tough sometimes, like this.
Let's take a look at the teeth real quick. Snoring can be one of two things. Usually it's a sinus or a nasal cavity issue. There's a very thin layer of bone that divides like where the teeth roots are and then where the sinus starts. So if you did have like an abscess or something like that at the tip of one of those little roots, it can easily break through that little bone barrier and then cause like a sinus. It's not to the point where they have like huge discharge coming out of their nose or anything like that, but it's enough where it kind of causes a little swelling in those sinuses, and then you kind of get that raspy kind of sound when they breathe. Other thing could be is, I mean, sometimes if they had like a minor upper respiratory, sometimes some of those bugs, like they also get in those sinuses and hide there, and then kind of on again, off again, cause some issues like that.
Just feel uncomfortable here,
Okay.
I guess.
Is this her first winter, like cold weather winter? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. This time of year with the forced air heating and everything like that, the air is getting really, really dry. And that can cause some irritation to the respiratory linings and stuff like that. That being, you know, since this is her first real winter of it, maybe it's something as simple as just the air is too dry and it's causing some issues. When spring finally comes, the air starts to get a little moist again. We can start opening windows some and not having forced air heat all the time. Generally, those get a little bit better. The other thing too is with the forced air heating, dust accumulates in those air ducts, and you're constantly getting it. Small amounts were blown into the air at all times too, so we're inhaling that little by little. So, but let's get through the dry air first and see if that changes that breathing issue.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, and then we gotta do your kennel cough.
Bordetella?
Yep, Bordetella. Yep. Basically, this is highly recommended anytime they're gonna be around a lot of strange dogs. You know, your guy, if she's just around like some of your guys' friends' dogs where you kind of know the history of those dogs, that's not as big a deal. But where you're going to be around a lot of dogs where you don't know those dogs, that's where we recommend this one, because this protects against a respiratory disease and it's spread by close contact. So, you know, dogs at the dog park, they all go up and sniff each other. So that's kind of the most common way that this one spreads. So, or even if you can just get her lips.
Lips?
Either way, I can get it from the side or from the front.
Enough or yet?
A little bit more if we can. There. Really, all it's got to do is just make contact with the gums. They don't even have to really swallow it. So even if they get it in their mouth, swirl around and spit it back out, it still has done its job, because we just need it to contact the gums. So, but they put extra in there because we know the tongue's going to get in the way and flip some of it back, or they're going to fight on us a little bit. So, all right.
Yeah.
Any other questions then you can think of?
Actually, she has a kind of chronic ear diseases.
Okay.
And so we try to clean her ears regularly.
Okay.
But she scratches more often than before.
Okay.
So can you just check for a while?
They're really not that red or anything like that. That side. Yeah, they're not very red or anything like I would say like an ear infection. It's a pretty common poodle trait. She actually has hair going most of the way down her ear canal. What happens is that kind of traps wax and other types of things. So basically what it is on these guys, you just got to clean the ears a little bit more to help get around that hair trapping everything. The other thing is right at the opening of the ear canal, if she'll allow you, if you can keep that stuff trimmed down too, that'll help too. Because you can kind of see how that's kind of getting kind of waxy. What happens is over time, the ear canal has systems that help move all that stuff up and out. When you get on these guys where they got all that hair kind of clumped at the opening, it hits that and then it just gets caught in the hair, and then you see stuff build up further down because it's got nowhere to go. So yeah, I don't see anything, so there's no reason to treat like an ear infection or anything like that, because they're not reddened, they're not swollen. More than anything, it's just all that hair that goes all the way down, and that's almost every poodle's got that. So all right.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, pupper.